Welcome back to our podcast, where we dive deep into the planetary forces shaping our lives and psyche. And today we're exploring one of the most electrifying placement in astrology, Uranus in Sagittarius. This episode is for you if you are fascinated by freedom, obsessed with truth, or feel like you were born to break the molds in philosophy, culture, or belief systems. We will look at how this placement shows up in the natal chart and what it means for generational trends and how you can harness its revolutionary fire in your own life. Let's jump in. So, Uranus, the great awakener. Before we talk about the Sagittarius, let's first revisit what Uranus represents. So Uranus is the planet of sudden change, innovation, rebellion, and awakening. It breaks systems, disrupts the status quo, and invites us to reimagine what's possible. In the natal chart, Uranus shows us where we challenge norms, think independently, and experience sudden insights or changes. Uranus spends about 7 years in each sign, making its generational influence. So, if you were born with Uranus in Sagittarius, you are part of a tribe of cosmic truth seekers born roughly between 1981 and 1988. So, Sagittarius, the truth seeking fire signs. Now, let's look at Sagittarius. It's mutable fire sign ruled by Jupiter, the planet of expansion, knowledge, and higher learning. Sagittarius governs philosophy, travel, religion, publishing, and the pursuit of truth. It's the archetype of the seeker, the adventurer, the freedom loving wanderer. So, when we combine Uranus with Sagittarius, what do we get? Revolutionary thinkers, non traditional students, rule breaking philosophers, cultural radicals. Natal Uranus in Sagittarius traits and themes. If you have Uranus in Sagittarius in your natal chart, here are some themes you might resonate with. Restless mind. You're always questioning conventional wisdom. You may reject religious dogma or academic system that feel outdated. Love for travel. Physical or intellectual travel is essential to you. You might study abroad or explore alternative spiritual paths like Buddhism, shamanism, or New Age systems. Freedom through knowledge. You feel caged by institutions that limit thought. You're likely to be drawn to fringe theories, conspiracy thinking, or revolutionary academic movements. Digital visionaries. Many in this generation help usher in the internet age of open source knowledge. Think like blogs, online forums, Wikipedia, even early online education. Global perspective. Uranus in Sagittarius breaks boundaries between nations and beliefs. You're probably open to multiculturalism or even driven to fuse different worldviews into a new hybrid perspective. So, the shadow expression of this placement. Every placement has its challenges. For Uranus in Sagittarius, this can include rebellious for the sake of it. Questioning everything without grounding in facts can lead to chaos or aimlessness. Dogmatic anti-dogma. Ironically, the rejection of belief systems can become its own rigid ideology. Restlessness. Constantly searching but never landing displacement can make it hard to commit to one philosophy or path. Cultural influence and generational impact. Let's talk about the generation born with Uranus in Sagittarius, roughly 1981 to 1988. This group came of age during the digital revolution. They grow up as the world became globalized, as travel, culture, and ideas move faster and more freely than ever before. They help push forward the rise of global consciousness, the rejection of institutional religion, the embrace of alternative spiritual and DIY education, a new era of cultural fusion. Think hip hop going global, fusion cuisine, global backpacking culture, and indie publishing. Uranus in Sagittarius transit, when it happens again, Uranus won't be back in Sagittarius until the 2022 century, but when it does, we can expect a cultural shakeup in the realm of education, religion, and global thought. But even now, you might feel displacement activated if Uranus is touching your personal planet, especially if Sagittarius is strong in your chart. Journal prompts and integration. So bring this episode home. Here are some few journal prompts to reflect on if you have Uranus in Sagittarius. What belief system did I rebel against, and what did I put their place? How do I define freedom? What role does learning or travel play in that? Where am I being called to revolutionize my thinking or expand my worldview? Just want to add up the top careers themes for Uranus in Sagittarius. You can do digital and online education careers, edtech developers, online course creators, virtual tutors, or YouTube educators. Why? You love disrupting traditional education and making knowledge more accessible. Travel, culture, and global communication careers, travel bloggers, digital nomads, cultural journalists, documentary filmmakers, or foreign correspondents. Why? Sagittarius loves exploration and Uranus wants freedom and innovation. Next, philosophy, spirituality, and alternative belief system. Careers, astrologers, human design readers, spiritual coaches, psychedelic integration specialists, or comparative religion scholars. Why? You question dogma and seek new framework for truth. Tech for social change, careers, software engineers working on global connectivity, blockchain, developers, tech activists, or open source advocates. Why? Uranus rules technology. Sagittarius wants to uplift humanity through wisdom. The next, publishing in media disruption, careers, independent journalists, podcasters, self-published authors, Substack writers. You're a truth teller who values freedom of speech and global reach. That's the reason why this curse is good for Sagittarius in, I mean, Uranus in Sagittarius. Next, global advocacy or nonprofits, NGO workers, international aid consultants, peace advocates, or cross cultural trainers. Why? You are driven to revolutionize systems across borders. Next, academic innovators, careers, interdisciplinary researchers, futurist educators, radical theorists, theorists. Why? You challenge conventional knowledge and push for paradigm shifts. Bonus, Uranus in Sagittarius career traits work best with autonomy and flexibility, thrive in careers with global scope, want to teach or inspired but in non-traditional ways, often self-employed and involved in startups. So yes, Uranus in Sagittarius reminds us that freedom is found through truth, and that truth is often found far from home, whether that's physically, mentally, or spiritually. If you're carrying this energy, you are here to challenge beliefs, spark curiosity, and light fires of awakening wherever you go. Thanks for tuning in with this podcast. If this episode spoke to you, leave a review, share with a fellow astro nerd, or drop me a message on the comment. I would like to answer some of your question, and in the near future, I might put some links for us offering reading on birth charts. But until next time, keep seeking, keep questioning, and keep expanding.